If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Dr. Wayne Dyer. On June 11, 2015, I took a charter bus to Lawrence, Kansas. Me and 20 other members of my church, as well as a sister church, Crosspoint, went on a mission trip to Haskell Indian Nations University. It was an 8-hour trip. Our first day started off with work, like moving heavy beds, cleaning up our living areas. All of the food and essentials were provided by my church. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner were a half-mile walk every day, but it honestly felt like 20 in the scorching heat and sun. Later on, my church and Crosspoint met up to discuss our hopes and plans for the campus. The men came together and did the heavy lifting, fixing things, while the women did the planting and gardening. We were not allowed to use any of the equipment on campus, including lawnmowers and gardening essentials, so all the weed pulling and planting was done by hand. We cleaned office buildings, dorms, bathrooms, and we even used toothbrushes to scrub grout on the floors. In various dorms, there were ashtrays left with incense. These were left to deter evil spirits and not to be touched. This is because most Indians don't believe in God, they believe in spirits. One of the dorms, room 216, was actually believed to be haunted. On Sunday and Wednesday, we attended church service where I got to experience different music and culture. This helped shed a whole new light on the work we were doing really meant. During the 5 days we were there, I learned a lot about their culture and values. We visited an old gravesite, walked through a museum that had different artifacts and stories of their past ancestors. We even learned about the horrifying tales of what happens on reservations in the past and currently. Everything on campus must be purchased by the Bureau of Indian Affairs, including blankets, beds, clothing, pillows, everything. Although we had short sleeps and long days, the trip wasn't all bad. We got to experience a traditional princess dance, and I even became friends with one of the princesses. We also got to take a couple breaks in the Olympic-sized pool that they had on campus, and I took my first dive off a diving board. Our last day there was spent at a restaurant, telling our experiences and saying our goodbyes. Although I was young, I now know what the help we were doing there really meant for the hardworking staff and incoming students. This is my most memorable experience because it showed what may be small to you may be huge to somebody else.